promise I'ma be a winner long as I'm alive. I won't lose.
What's up, y'all? And having a fitness channel, it's almost a necessity to have an onslaught of nutritional information coming out. Number one, because people either don't listen, are undisciplined, or are trying to jump on the latest fad that they can find. You know, it's hard to get people to just eat normal, eat properly on a daily basis, but it's real easy to get somebody to go on some 7-day juice cleanse and destroy their metabolism and get all kinds of toilet action because they got the runs from flushing their system out with fiber. It's easy to get people to jump on some silly challenge so they can try to lose 20 pounds in 2 days and be walking around with no energy or nothing. But it's hard to get people to make consistent changes on a daily basis. But there are people out there, and so that's what this video is for. Primarily my new clients who I prefer not to send to older videos, so I just kind of pared everything down into one video so that I could give all the information that's necessary. So guess what I got for y'all? Buddy, I need you to get out the way. Dude, I got this 10-piece, man. I got a 10-piece. And I ain't talking about no Popeyes. This is 10 tips on building your diet plan. Alright? This is how you build your diet plan for practical use. Alright? This is for everyday life, every person. It fits a multitude of people. Now, this is practical. So if you're trying to get ready for a competition or a show, and you need to be counting every ounce of, every gram of protein versus fat and carbohydrates, this is not necessarily for you. It's for people who need to get their eating habits in order or manageable. All right, and this is manageable for pretty much any type of job status, work-life status. All right. So number one, all right. Number one is you got to know what your body type is. All right. And number two, these two go together. You got to know what your body type is. You got to know what your goals are, because everybody's body type and goals are not the same. There's three body types. There's endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph. And ectomorph is you're a thin person. It's hard for you to put on weight, but it's also hard for you to put on muscle. And endomorph is just the opposite. You're a heavy set person. It's hard for you to lose fat and lose weight, but it's easy for you to put weight on. A mesomorph is right in the middle, kind of an athletic build. You can put on muscle, but not necessarily put on as much fat. You can put on fat now, but not necessarily, as much. And you can get away with a little bit more, whereas like an ectomorph, a smaller person, can pretty much eat the house and never gain any weight. So understanding your body type. You got to know which type you are. And it's fairly simple, all right? If you get fatter easy, then you're probably an endomorph. If you can't gain weight to save your life, you're probably an ectomorph. If you're somewhere in the middle, you're probably a mesomorph. Simple as that, all right? And then you got to know what your goals are. Because if you're an endomorph and you want to lose weight or lose fat, then you need to be in what we call a calorie deficit. So you need to be burning more calories than you take in on a daily basis. If you're an ectomorph, you want to put on muscle, then you need to be in a calorie surplus, which means that you eat more calories than you burn over the course of the day so that you can have excess calories for your body to use to develop into muscle, okay? So got to know what your body type is. Got to know, number two, what your goals are, all right? So if you got to write your goals down, write them down. And you're going to get a homework assignment at the end, so you need to be start jotting some of this stuff down, all right? Number three, you got to know how many calories you need to reach your goal, all right? That's number one. Number one is how many calories do I need to take in? If I'm trying to lose weight and I need to be in a calorie deficit, you want to be in between 250, maybe 3, maybe even 400 calorie deficit if you're trying to lose weight. If losing weight, if your sense of urgency for losing weight is greater than your sense of urgency for retaining muscle, then you go with a higher deficit, okay? Because you want to get the weight off, all right? Now, you still want to keep your resistance training, training and all that stuff. We're not going to really touch on that, but you need to keep your resistance training there so that you can keep what muscle you do have, all right? If you're an ectomorph, you're trying to build muscle, obviously you want to be in a surplus. it depends on your metabolism, man. Sometimes you can go 500, 1,000 calories. I mean, there's some ectomorphs, man, eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day to try to put on muscle. It's a chore, man. But an ectomorph, you got to look at yourself as an invert of an overweight person. You cannot afford to undereat on any day, just like an overweight person can't afford to overeat consistently, I should say. Maybe a day out of the week or something. You can't do that consistently. Most of the ectomorphs I know, guys that have a hard time putting on weight, because they consistently undereat. You're not going to put on muscle if you consistently undereat. It's just not going to happen. All right, so what you got and as a base for calories, all right, for females, you want to start minimum 1,000, 1,100, all right, and then that's for like a more petite woman, all right. Once you get into like 140s, 150s, which means you might have more of a muscular, mesomorphic, endomorphic type build, then you get up into the 13, 14, 15, 16, maybe even 1,700 calories, depending on your workout schedule, or depending on your workout intensity, the types of workouts that you're doing. Now, this may change on a daily basis. If you do like a long run on the weekend where you burn like 1,200 calories, you go run 10 miles on the weekend, burn 1,200 calories, then your intake day before should be a little bit higher. Not the day of, the day before. Because if you eat it the day of, more than likely you're going to run it early in the morning. You can't eat excess calories early in the morning and then go call yourself going to run 10 miles. You got to eat that ahead of time, because that's the that's the calories that your body's going to be burning. Speaking of which, when you start working out, your body is going to burn what you ate last first. You don't get into your fat stores until 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes into the workout. Y'all know how to get the song in. But anyway, it takes a while for you to start burning calories. So, burning fat. I'm sorry. You're burning what you ate. You're burning the food that you ate, because that's what your body's going to want to burn first. That's why it's good to do fasted cardio, because you can quickly get into your more quickly get into your fat stores versus, having to burn through what you ate. So intermittent fasting is definitely a key, but that'll be for a separate video. All right. Now we're getting into content. All right. Content is preference and understanding your body, trial and error. So you may have to try a few things. You may have to try high carbs, and like low fat. You may have to try high carbs, high protein, low fat. You may have to try high fat, moderate protein, very low carbs, like ketogenic type diet. You may have to try a balanced diet. But for the sake of this, we're going to stick to a practical diet. So like, let's say about 40 to 50% carbs, about 20 to 30% protein, and about 20% fat. That's about, because that's more sustainable for the long term. You get people on keto diets and 5% carbs. There's very, very, very few people who are doing that as a lifestyle for a long term. Now, if you want to get on it for a little while to break some habits or break some cravings for sweets and stuff, it's a great craving breaker. And also, because of the large intake of fat, will help you to control your appetite. Because you eat all that fat, it kills your appetite. So if you want to cut your calories, a ketogenic diet or a low carb diet will help a lot. Because when you eat carbs, it actually promotes hunger. And fat actually does the exact opposite. Okay, so you got to determine what route you're going to take, which is where you got to consult with, your trainer, dietitian, so on and so forth. But as long as your calories are okay, that's where you got to start. So as long as you fall within that calorie zone, and as long as you follow these other rules that are coming, you should be pretty much okay. All right. Next, you got to determine your eating schedule. You got to eat on schedule. I do not want to hear any excuses about, I'm not hungry. It doesn't matter. You can train yourself to be hungry. If you eat breakfast every morning for a month. If you're the type of person who doesn't like breakfast, eat breakfast every morning for a month and tell me at the end of the month you're still not hungry for breakfast. Guarantee your body's want some food for breakfast if you've been eating it every day for a month. So don't just use it as an excuse, I'm not hungry. You train your body when to eat, just like you train it to be in shape. When it's out of shape, you got to train it to be in shape. When it's not hungry, you train it to be hungry based on when you eat. You eat when you need to eat. You eat what you need to eat. Not, you don't eat when you get ready and what you want to eat. Those are the exact opposites, and that's what will defeat your progress. Eat what you need to eat when you need to eat it. Period. All right. Now we're just getting. That was number 5. All right, your eating schedule. We're just now getting to number 6, which is your grocery list. Just now getting to number 6. You got to go through all this process to determine what it is that you need to be doing before you even get to your grocery list. You got to determine how many carbs and all this type of stuff that you want to take in, how many calories, what kind of stuff to buy that fits in there. All right. Now we're getting to your grocery list. Now you can go grocery shopping and buy the stuff that's necessary to fit into your calorie budget and to fit into your macronutrient budget. Okay. Now we're getting into meal prepping. All right. And this is vital, man, because if you're not willing to put in the effort to prep your meals, then can't really take you seriously. All right. Nobody can take you seriously if you're not willing to cook at least a little bit of food, cook lunch for the day, get your food together on Saturday or Sunday, cook lunch for the week, and then, eat breakfast and dinner at home, or whatever it may be. It's hard to take you seriously if you're not willing to prepare your food. All right. At least cook dinner or have a meal plan of some sort that's nutritious that you follow, not just winging it every day. You cannot be, you're not serious if you're just winging it every day. That just doesn't work. All right. So that would be number 6. Meal prep would be number 7. Meal prep is number 7. All right. Number 8, stuff to avoid. This could have obviously been earlier in the list, but the stuff you should avoid. All right. You need to avoid sweets, added sugars, period. You want to keep those to a minimum. Added sugars, minimum. All right. Even fruits and stuff with natural sugars, you have to monitor that stuff. If you count any nutrient even in your practical diet, it needs to be sugar. Okay. Even from fruits and vegetables, you need to count that. All right. Keep it under 150 tops. But if you're trying to get really lean and lose weight quickly, keep it under 100. Keep it under 75 grams per day. All right. That will make progress, because sugar is addictive. Sugar is a simple carb that your body is going to get in the way of you burning fat. That's the first thing it's going to do. It's going to get in the way of burning fat. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stuff to avoid. Number 8. Number 9. You got to have a plan for. Number 9. You got to have a backup plan. So some days you might leave the house, you might be unprepared. All right. Or you might be traveling out of town, out of state, somewhere. So you got to come up with a backup plan because you're flying somewhere. You can't take a big old duffel bag full of meal preps. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a backup plan. Go and look and find the local restaurants. Try to find restaurants that have all natural ingredients. Some common restaurants are Moe's, Chipotle. Wait a second. Let me go back. Other stuff you need to avoid. All right, dairy, processed cheese, pasta, sauces, especially like barbecue sauce. So stay your behind out the barbecue spot, the barbecue joint. Stay your behind out the fried chicken joint. Stay your behind out the Italian spot, because that pasta just be too tempting, just going to eat up on it. Okay, and then pizza joints, all that stuff. Stay away. Pasta's the quickest way to kill your gains, because your body does not want to use that energy right now. It doesn't want to use it. It's not going to use it till middle of the next day, by which time your body's ready to start storing it as fat. So avoid the pasta and the gluten as best you can. Okay. Otherwise, cookies, candies, sweets, all that kind of stuff, you want to avoid that stuff. It's pretty obvious. Okay. Milk, switch it out for almond milk. But even that kind of stuff, you need to be monitoring your progress regularly to see what works with your body, what does and does not work with your body. My bad, got sidetracked a little bit. All right, number 9, backup plan. You gotta have a backup plan for if you're going out of town, or if you're traveling for work, or vacation, or, you know, family. Not vacation, because likely on vacation you're going to eat up everything you find. So you got to have a plan for that, which means you got to, if you're going to a restaurant, you have got to order plain as possible. Grilled chicken, veggies with no sauce on them, no extra no extra, all the extra stuff, just plain veggies, broccoli, you know what I'm saying, greens. If they got spinach or any plain vegetables. Asparagus is really good for you. Get you a starch, so you can get brown rice, even white rice, you know what I'm saying. We're talking about practical here. So mashed potatoes, but not like super creamy, cheesy mashed potato type stuff, you know what I'm saying. Just keep it as plain as possible. Eat plain. Avoid appetizers, bread, drinks, frosty drinks, alcohol. Avoid that stuff, okay? Because it's not going to be beneficial for you to reach your goal. All right, so you got to have a backup plan. All right, now lastly, you got to take into consideration the other aspects of reaching your goal. If you're trying to lose fat but keep your muscle, if you're trying to get lean, all right, there are some other factors that go into that. All right, you've got to be making sure, and in addition to your workout program and your nutrition, you got to make sure you're getting enough sleep. All right, your body makes the changes while you're sleeping. If you're never getting any sleep, your body doesn't have an opportunity to rebuild, to burn fat, to adapt to the stressors that you're putting it through the training, through the nutrition. Your body doesn't have a chance to make those changes. That's when the changes are made. They're not made while you're actually working out, while you're actually eating. That's not when the changes are made. The changes are made when you're sleeping, okay? And then lastly, your stress levels have got to be under control. I understand that people, you work stressful jobs, you got to control what you can control, all right? Stuff that's out of your control, you got to let it go, man. You can't control everything. You can't control everybody. Some people are just going to be a pain in your behind. You just got to accept that everybody got pains in their behind. Every single person. You got to accept that and move on. Say, what's up? Holler at you later. I ain't got time to talk. Peace out. So follow these rules. Write them down. And before you come talk to me, if you're one of my clients, before you come talk to me, you better have this list done. Because I am not wasting my time giving all this nutrition advice for me to ask somebody what they did and they say nothing. And they're not doing what they need to do. So you qualify yourself for my nutrition advice by submitting your homework assignment, the 10 steps. I want body type, I want goals, I want calories, I want content, eat schedule, all that stuff. I want all of it. And it's going to be listed in the description. So get your life together and before you come talk to me. All right? Holla at y'all later. Peace out.